You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.
It's Wednesday the 19th. I give you Hillary,
Big Brother, mainstream media,
the Nutcracker,
government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. He's Alex Jones on the GCN Radio Network. And now, live from Austin, Texas, Alex Jones.
Hillary the Nutcracker holiday cheer.
And here it is, the Hillary Clinton Nutcracker. As you can see on the box, it says it has stainless steel thighs and cracks the toughest nuts. Is America ready for this nutcracker, it asks, and you can go to HillaryNutcracker.com to find out more. But it's very interesting. Pulled it out, you can see it's got the stainless steel thighs right there, but there's some excellent quotes on the back, which I'll go ahead and read now. The directions, as President Bush likes to say, you don't have to be a rocket surgeon to use it. You just place the nut between the legs and squeeze, much like Hillary herself has been known to do. Heard on the street, I can feel Bill's pain, says Barack Obama. I guess the battle against the vast right-wing nut conspiracy is still on. That's from Dick Cheney. Why does Hillary get to have all the fun, says Nancy Pelosi. Hillary Nutcracker, that's redundant, from John McCain. I'd be getting nervous if I was one of those nut jobs, Kim Jong-il. I can feel the squeeze from 50 feet away, says Rudy Giuliani, and no comment from Bill Clinton. So there you go, the Hillary Nutcracker. Very interesting piece of Americana, but you know what's different about this one than most others you'll find on the web? This one actually talks, and it sounds a lot like Hillary. Just listen.
I'm Hillary Clinton, and I approve this message.
So Hillary, what do you like to do to terrorists?
Let us bomb these places.
Hillary, what do you think about the disclosures that the Pentagon has been giving tons and tons of heavy armor and weaponry to police departments around the country?
Sometimes military action is necessary.
What are your thoughts on Edward Snowden?
Edward Snowden broke our laws.
But what about all this continued NSA surveillance? Is there anything we could do about that?
I think it would be shocking to most people if the United States stopped gathering information. That's just not the way the real world works.
Well, Hillary, what does your husband Bill think about NSA surveillance?
Wait, you want me to tell you what my husband thinks? So you ask my opinion, I will tell you my opinion. I'm not going to be channeling my husband.
Do you have any jokes?
I will try to preserve my reputation as being, somewhat humorless and jokeless by not trying to tell one.
Now, if you're going to be running for president, you're going to have to campaign in the South. What are you going to be saying to all those people down there below the Mason-Dixon line?
I don't feel no ways tired. I come too far from where I started from.
All right, now I'm going to get serious. How do you feel about those 4 Americans that were killed in Benghazi?
What difference at this point does it make?
I thought you would say that. So why do we give those terrorists the heat-seeking missiles?
It's a constant balancing. What do we do? How far do we go?
But isn't arming terrorists bad?
The people we are fighting today, we funded 20 years ago.
Don't you think that's a bit hypocritical?
This is an inherent contradiction.
Now, Hillary, what about all the civilian deaths with drones? Is there anything we can do about that?
The numbers about potential civilian casualties, I take with a somewhat big grain of salt.
What do you think about Democrats who've been distancing themselves from Jonathan Gruber's remarks when they were praising him in the past?
What difference at this point does it make?
And what was that you said when you heard Colonel Gaddafi had been killed?
We came, we saw, he died.
Do you have anything else to say to the American people before you run for president?
But we came out of the White House not only dead broke, but in debt.
Well, as you can see, the Hillary Nutcracker is certainly full of more than just nuts. She's full of a lot of BS. But those stainless steel thighs are definitely a force to be reckoned with. Yeah, we're definitely going to put this one back in the vault where it belongs. So we hope Hillary doesn't run for president again. But I hope you enjoyed this little presentation of just looking back at some of the amazing things Hillary Clinton has had to say about certain events in the world. This is Rob Dew with InfoWars Nightly News. And if you are watching this on YouTube, please consider becoming a member of PrisonPlanet.tv. You can now share your username and password with up to 20 people. Instead of 11, we've now upgraded it to 20. So be sure you get your membership today.
All right, folks, we're live on this Wednesday. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put 2 and 2 together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds. Is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
The average person's life is filled with unexpected challenges. Unlock the energy it takes to defeat these daily beasts with Super Male or Super Female Vitality, specifically designed to assist the body in regulating proper hormone balance to create superior vitality in males and females. Supercharge and conquer your world at InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139.
The experts are clear. Sunlight, purified water, healthy non-GMO food, and having a good attitude is essential to a healthy immune system. But I go further with Super Nascent Iodine X2 from InfoWarsLife.com. 50% stronger than our original and revolutionary Nascent Iodine formula, coming from a deep earth crystal source that no other supplier has. Most other forms of iodine come from seaweed in areas plagued by Fukushima and other contaminants. Not our iodine. It comes from over 200-million-year-old crystal salt deposits and is tested and proven to be completely pure. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today. See the informational videos. Read the information they're compiled. And for a limited time, when you use promo code NOW at checkout, you get an additional 5% off the entire family of InfoWarsLife.com products. Secure your Survival Shield X2 today at InfoWarsLife.com or call toll-free 888-253-3139. Introducing Secret 12, the new InfoWars Life vitamin B12 formulation. Most forms of vitamin B12 are highly processed and synthetic and could not be properly absorbed by the body. That's why for real results, so many are having to turn to painful B12 injections, which are known to have higher absorption rates. Now, InfoWarsLife.com is excited to announce that we can bring you our most bioactive, powerful form of B12 that has been developed with our exclusive perfected process. Secret 12 is a binary of nutramedical grade, bioavailable coenzyme forms of B12, methylcobalamin, the same kind used in B12 injections, and adenosylcobalamin. Secret 12 is simply taken by mouth, right on the tongue, and then swallowed. No needles, no injections. Don't take my word for it. Try it for yourself. Discover the secret. Secret 12. Secure your revolutionary Secret 12 formula right now at InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
You want answers? Well, so does he. Live from the InfoWars.com studios, it's Alex Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are broadcasting worldwide. We're live. It is the 19th day of November 2014. I don't normally do the classic talk show routine, but sometimes I do. A few times a year, maybe. A handful of times, because I really myself want to focus in on the new year that's coming up and all the important developments that happened in 2014, and I want to hear your predictions for 2015. I don't want to do them the week of Christmas or on the eve of New Year's Eve. I want to start thinking about it now. What do you think the most important real developments are versus hype that's out there? I'd like to hear what you think the big diversionary story of 2014 has been so far, and what you think the big stories of the end of 2014, 2015 are going to be. When I talk about big stories, things that are going to affect us. Possible expansion of NATO confrontation with Russia. ISIS, Al-Qaeda renamed to confuse the public, striking into new countries, hitting the West. race conflict in the United States being turned on high by the Democratic Party and others. Ferguson verdicts that could spark other chain reactions. GMO crops getting out of control. More and more studies coming out that they're obviously hurting humans. What's the next big shoe to drop? Will the globalists launch false flags somewhere in the West, like the United States or Europe, and allow ISIS to attack us, or attack us and say that ISIS did it as a pretext? This morning, I saw 2 Homeland Security federal vehicles. One of them pulling into a Wendy's I was driving past. It was a DHS explosives response vehicle. It was a Dodge truck with a cab on the back pulling into Wendy's. And then I saw, before that, a federal police DHS vehicle. We're going under federalization, and it's for imaginary things like just incredibly rare bombs, bombing attacks. The only folks that have really launched real bombing attacks in this country are the mentors of the current president. Oklahoma City was 100% proven stage false flag to blame the proto-Tea Party, the libertarian conservative movement that was trying to get us out of the UN and things. And Oklahoma had just passed a resolution 6 months before to do that, was going for open carry and leading the country in true Americana. So they got hit by Clinton and his people. I'm not going to recap that. I've made a film, been in other films, had the police officers on that saw the bombs. We have the hotel receipts of the FBI team that was there and said they weren't, that were then seen by witnesses in the building planting the bombs. We know they run other false flags like Fast and Furious and got caught with their pants down as well. So these are the real issues that a politicized FBI has been caught doing. I'm not even saying it's the whole FBI, because it changes politically depending on who's control of it. But it's certain cells in the FBI and the CIA and other agencies working with other cells in the Justice Department right out of the White House. Kind of like we learned there were different cells operating out of the CIA, FBI with the White House, with the whole Iran-Contra situation, the whole thing with Nixon and the plumbers and Watergate. I mean, we know how this works. So what's the next big shoe to drop? Obviously, my reporters have been up there for 4 days in Ferguson, outside Missouri, freezing their butts off. They're going to have a lot of news coming up today about DHS massing and a lot more. That'll be at the bottom of the 3rd hour. We also have, from the Hagman Report, Doug Hagman joining us to get into a host of important issues in the 2nd hour. But I want to open the phones up throughout this Wednesday edition as we cover a lot of important economic news, you name it, and to take your phone calls. Here is this story by Paul Joseph Watson that just went up on Infowars.com. And it ties into a story from November 6th, going back about 2 weeks ago. Obama caught ordering press to cover up Ebola. Pharmacologist reveals, who writes for Forbes, how press has bowed to government demand to keep Americans in the dark. He was at the official Duke University Ebola response with the head of the CDC. And David Kroll revealed that they all got together in a meeting and admitted with the AP and others that there was an order from the government to cover up people being disappeared who appeared to have Ebola. Now, we've had a medical doctor on, Lorenzi out of Missouri, who named the hospitals and the places that people were bleeding out. They believed they had Ebola, and they were disappeared and taken out of the records. That was not ever investigated by the mainstream media. It went on. We have other medical doctor sources. Gucciardi 2 weeks ago went to Dallas to investigate. The doctors were all totally scared and believe they're going to get in trouble when this all comes out 6 months, a year down the road, and the government will hang them out to dry for going along with the cover-ups. We're talking to heads of hospitals who feel liable for the cover-up. It's going on. And I was thinking about it this morning when I got up early and saw Paul Watson's article on Infowars.com at like 6:30 this morning. This new article. And I just thought how surreal it is that because the mainstream media is not covering it, a lot of my reporters aren't even covering it. And I mean, it just shows the effect. I've not been covering it. I mean, last week I told Gucciardi, I said, write an article about that. And he goes, yeah, but the doctors are scared. And I said, don't say the names of the hospitals, just do it. And he goes, yeah, but it's not in the news. I know. That's the whole point. That's why he went to Dallas. So I'm going to get Anthony, I think, in here tomorrow.